Good morning, welcome in. We're doing another vlog today. I'm very happy to be doing another vlog. I've literally only just woken up and I feel so sleepy. My alarm went off at 7 and it's 20 past 8, so it's really hard for me to get out of bed this morning. I'm at the stage of my luteal phase, you know, where you just feel like fatigued. Like I literally just feel sleepy, so I've made a coffee. Today I've literally planned to just have a lovely day, a lovely creative day. I've got a few things that I want to do. I want to focus the bulk of the day entirely on creative pursuits and hobbies and enjoyment and pleasure. I think I've been living a little bit too much in the deadline and in the future and struggling to be present. And I feel a good remedy for that is working with your hands, creating with your hands, just doing the things you enjoy. So that's what we're doing today. Oh, there's a cat in my garden. It's a nice black cat I like. It's a nice day outside. It's not as sunny as it has been, but it's still bright, which is nice. I was hoping it would be. Nothing like a bit of sunshine to make you feel inspired. I'm gonna drink my coffee and I'm gonna do a bit of morning journaling, I think. I've gone and got my journal and I've gone and got this Rick Rubin book that I've been meaning to read for ages, The Creative Act. I've been picking it up and putting it down. Like I've just been going for snippets of it, and I think that's the best way to look at this book, to be honest, as a point of reference rather than like an endeavour of reading the whole book in one sitting. But I'm going to do a little bit of journaling and then I'm going to have a little explore of this. I'm hoping I've got time. Just quickly before my camera dies, I just thought this was interesting. And this is talking specifically about creative energy. How do we pick up on a signal that can neither be heard nor defined? The answer is not to look for it, nor do we attempt to predict or analyse our way into it. Instead, we create an open space that allows it, a space so free of the normal overpacked condition of our minds that it functions as a vacuum. As children, we experience less interference between receiving ideas and internalising them. We accept new information with delight instead of making comparisons to what we already believe. We live in the moment rather than worrying about future consequences. We're spontaneous more than analytical. We are curious, not jaded. Even the most ordinary experiences in life are met with a sense of awe. Deep sadness and deep excitement can come within moments of each other. There's no facade and there's no attachment to a story. Artists who are continually able to create great works throughout their lives often manage to preserve these childlike qualities. Much to consider. Incredibly slow morning so far. Perfect, actually. Exactly how I wanted it. I had an appointment at 11 which got rescheduled, and actually it's kind of a blessing in disguise because I wasn't going to do any yoga today and I thought I'd use that time I had back to do a little workout. I'm not going to lie, it felt quite challenging, so I only did 30 minutes out of the 45. I should have really just pushed an extra 15 minutes. But I'm trying to listen to my body. I just want to feel like a little bit put together. Do you know what I mean? I get this thing where, especially when I'm filming and I have like several plans to do or several things I could do, I get a little bit overwhelmed by like the potential of the day. I know that sounds really stupid, and also like what a lucky thing to be overwhelmed by is free time, and like how lucky I am to be able to just like film my day and people want to see it and like to share that, you know. But oftentimes it's things that I really want to do, so I'm just like, oh, which one do I start with? So yeah, I journaled, I read for a bit. I didn't end up reading for very long. I did some yoga and then I had a shower, washed my face, all of that kind of jazz, got changed. What's the time now? It's 10:43 and I've just been watching Mad Men on my laptop and doing my hair. The aim is to very much take it easy today. I know you see my hair smoking and you probably think I'm frying it, but I promise you it's product. Please don't worry, and I don't straighten my hair that often. I want to do some baking. I've got a couple of recipes to choose from that I want to try out. I used to use my day off to try new recipes. That was always one thing I did. Try something new, try making something new, cooking something new, baking, something like that. And I haven't done that in ages. I haven't been very present lately, so I'm using today as kind of a way of staying present and bringing myself back into the present, you know? Kind of like a wherever I am, that's where I'll be vibe. I think like I was saying, well, my life exists in so much planning and organising and deadlines and like forward thinking, especially with like content, like have I got next week's content done? I'm always thinking ahead, when is this video gonna go up, etc, etc. And then we've got the added element of planning for a holiday, so I feel like I'm like wishing the time a little bit away. And I don't know about you, but I find that when I exist too much in the future, I end up being a bit of a worrier. I wouldn't say that I'm like a worried person, but I find it quite easy to become quite worried about things. I think it's because I think a lot and I have quite like intense feelings, so I find it quite easy to get stuck in like cycles of rumination. And for me, that's really often brought on by like thinking about the future and thinking about what's next and always staying one foot in front of the other, one step ahead. I hate to complain, but does anyone else feel like so intense around their luteal phase? I think that's the kind of energy I'm in, so I'm trying to counter it with like nourishing myself and nurturing and taking care of myself. I find it so tough every time I get to this point of my cycle because I find it really difficult to sleep. I find myself a lot more irritable. Obviously it's just like PMS, isn't it? But I feel like it hits me really, really hard. I get like really, really down, and I don't think I'm a down person really. I'm not easily upset. When you've got layers and you straighten them, it's always really hard to make them look healthy, I think.
Religious ceremonies of all faiths admire. Have her for lunch. Counts require golf and dining.
You'll have to do better than that.
That's Erwin Fields. He's what are you doing here? Probably trying to find... Not here, my man. Do we interrupt? Where's Danny? We've only known for very...
His ex-wife is still my cousin. From the major studio. We're brothers. Also here somewhere... What, Lotus? Go with your Raj.
Most of the picture of the way. Ben Commonsen's leaving. I think he's headed to a party in the camp.
After your shoes.
I thought that I might take a look at putting some pictures up today. Take a look at this gallery wall. Excuse all the mess. I've been saying for ages that I'm going to get photos up and I just haven't. I think with the pictures it's really hard because we haven't got everything yet. I don't know what everything will be, but I don't want to put stuff up without having everything, and thus the cycle continues. Much to consider. I have a lot of stuff that's out of frame as well, and plenty of it I just do not know where to stick. It's really hard for me to tell like what looks good. I'm so silly. I think I will definitely put that there. I wish I had a pencil, or maybe I should put it there because I doubt I'll put anything above it. Let me get a pencil. I fucking hate deciding this kind of stuff. So my problem is I have a very specific style of how I want things, yeah. But then the other problem is I think Doug is inherently more visually creative than me. He used to be a visual merchandiser for like nearly a decade. So he has an eye for these kinds of things, but then our style is not the same. The joy of renting is I just feel like these are absolutely gonna destroy the walls. I just like don't feel good about it. These command strips are supposed to be damage free, yeah. Not a chance in hell, they already ripped off a chunk of plaster. And that was after I followed the instructions as well. And I hate that most picture frames, like I can't put command strips on that, can I, really? Because it's too thin. And this is gonna push it away from the wall. That's what's annoying, like look. So what am I supposed to actually do with that? This is way too heavy as well, I don't trust it. God, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of like regretting starting this already. It's a lot of responsibility, isn't it? To like make your flat look nice. Also, it's quite bad. I'm just like not fully convinced anything I ever do looks nice. I'm just gonna put this here. The thing is, I know lots of people like make really informed decisions when it comes to their gallery wall. So many people are like really clever. They'll put all the pictures in Canva. They'll like organize their wall. I've lost my pencil. Where's my pencil gone? But like, if I'm being so real, I just like don't believe in doing that. I do believe in doing that. I believe in them doing that. I just don't believe that I do something like that. Not in like a rude way, just in like a I can't be bothered way. Right, let's get these command strips on. I'm doing them somewhat near the top. Last time I trusted these command strips, they ripped a chunk of plaster out my wall. So I'm not going to be paying too much attention to the instructions. I'm just going to get a tape measure. Right, command strip number 1 is on the wall. Command strip 2 is going on, lined up at all. That's fine. Let's get the picture on the wall and hope for the best. Oh, fuck me, this is really bad. That one's a bit wonky and you can see it, but really what matters is this side. Let's take a step back and have a look. Yeah, it looks all right, it doesn't look great. Am I ever going to be impressed with what I do at this point? I could put this here, but then we've got this big square of wall. That could go there, and I think maybe it's a bit obvious. How about if I do that there? That's quite nice. That is quite nice, isn't it? Right, next stop, gold frame. Let's get some command strips on this. Pencil line for the bottom. Now, I realised there is a lot easier way to do this. And it's to stick both pieces of command strip on. Just peel the sticky off and then just stick it straight on the wall. And I feel like that's probably not the way you should do it, but we're gonna give it a good go. That's much quicker. I hope it's straight, I can't really tell. I'm not gonna spend too long dwelling on it. I feel like I've got weird spaces. That's definitely not straight. I thought it was straight. It's straight enough. It's hard to tell. Yeah, it's not straight. I'm gonna see if I can pull it off the wall. I'm just gonna leave it. I need a spirit level. I think it's just the angle I'm stood at, you know, because it doesn't look straight now I've done that either. Who gives a F? Not me. Maybe there. I can't see if that looks good. What do you think? What do you think? I've got this cute little like round mirror, but that's too much gold close together. That's too much photo booth close together. That's too much close together. I need to move the sofa really, but I'm trying to like get away with not moving it. Too much photo booth close together. I think this can go here, this can go here. This needs to go here. This was a beautiful card that I got for my birthday that I loved, that I framed, and then Doug's always had this. It's obviously just like a number plate, but I thought it might be quite cute to put on the wall. I think I'm gonna do this like this and then try find something narrow to put here. Actually, no, I'm gonna do this like this. It's gonna be easier to find something to go underneath the number plate. Peel that off like that. The green and the pink that's slightly unframed were both from charity shops. I got a set of them, they were from IKEA. They were like 75p each or something, really, really cheap. Yeah, I think that's cute. It doesn't look straight because the camera, but I promise it is. I got bored of hanging pictures, so I'm just cleaning up my rubbish. And then I've got to pop to the shop to get some bits for baking. But I think I've done a pretty good job. There's only 4 things that I haven't hung, and 2 of them are too big, and 2 of them I'm too lazy. So grand total, I've hung 4 things. And it took me ages because I procrastinated, but it's so fine, isn't it? The real flex is putting everything back where it came from. That's the bit I hate. I just ran out to get some ingredients because I was missing sultanas. I think I'm gonna make hot cross buns. It's been a really long time since I've made hot cross buns, and I've been wanting to like challenge my baking a little bit more lately and like my cooking. I don't really like baking as much as I like cooking, but if anything, that's more reason to do it, I think. Especially when it comes to like yeasted things, that's not really a strength of mine, but I think it's not a strength of mine through lack of knowledge. I'm talking like such a twat, it's not a big deal, it's a hot cross bun, but I would just like to be a little bit more confident when it comes to like baking bread and anything that needs to rise. Hot cross buns is just one of those things that I think ultimately isn't worth making because the ingredients are expensive, they take so long. Hot cross buns literally cost like 80p, but we'll see. We've got to start with 300ml of full fat milk, bring it to the boil, remove from the heat 50 grams of butter. Fine, leave to cool until it reaches hand temperature. I can do that, 300ml. God, I used to love full fat milk. Should I have a sip? Will it make me sick? I don't really drink dairy anymore. Oh my God, that tastes so nice. I thought that would taste too creamy. And actually it does a little bit, but God, that's fucking yummy. I don't know why anyone drinks semi-skimmed. You know what? I'd started to do everything like chaos style and I hadn't read the instructions, and I thought, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna mise en place, which means everything has a place. Because actually, if I want to make this a luxurious and lovely cooking experience and get the best out of it, being organized is key and mise en place is key. Measure out all of our ingredients and let's do all the chopping and dicing now. I am so sensible. I'll come back and show you what I've got.
Someone who can really pull strings.
Well, aren't you having dinner with General Motors?
Company and read a memo once in a while.
Everything is organised and in its rightful place, which makes things a lot easier. Let me show you. Strong bread flour and diced apple. This was really annoying. Orange zest, mixed peel, sultanas, beaten egg. This is the milk and butter mixture that I've just heated up and I've got to wait for it to cool till it's like, ow, it's really hot. Till it's like hand temperature. So yeah, I'm gonna let that cool. I don't really want to wash up as I go, but I figured that's probably a really sensible idea. And I need to wipe down the counters because I'm gonna need to knead dough on the counters. I hate dough recipes. I don't know why I do them. I'm trying to push myself.
Sound like an ear.
Let's get out of here.
I know. Never.
Right, so the milk was taking far too long to cool down, and it'll please you to know I've gone completely rogue, and while I'm still waiting for that to cool, I've made some mini egg cookies. I'm gonna just do this batch quickly and see what happens time-wise, and then I will divvy out the rest. These are really easy to do. I'll put the recipe, it's just a good food recipe, but I'll put the recipe in the description box. 15 to 18 minutes. Okay, let's have a look and see what happens. Basically, I wanted to do a batch of these for the freezer because I love having cookie dough in the freezer, but we'll see. I don't know where the day has gone really. We're on to hot cross buns. The cookies are in the oven. Make a well, pour in warm milk and butter mixture, add a beaten egg. Mix well, then bring everything together with your hands until you have a sticky dough. Oh God, that's like almost the worst bit, isn't it? Kind of looks like custard. One thing I do need is probably bigger mixing bowls. I'm gonna come back when this is more together because I think it's gonna get stressful navigating sticky dough and the camera. I know it says lightly floured, but I just feel like you can never have too much. So it says to hold the dough with one hand, stretching it with the heel of the other hand, and then folding it back in on itself, and repeat until smooth and elastic. But the heel of my hand is now covered in dough. Okay, it's coming together. Hey Siri, set timer, 5 minutes. I feel like I'm not in the camera and it's too late. I really want to try get into bread, but I also just feel like that is such a big endeavor, isn't it? Smooth and elastic. Breaking a sweat already. Trust the process, trust the process. I feel like I need some more flour. I feel like before anyone says anything about the fact that I have long nails as well, I have a nail brush by my kitchen sink. So don't worry, I make sure I clean my nails with antibacterial soap, and it will only be me eating these anyway. I'm not giving these out to anyone.
Five minutes later.
Okay, well-oiled bowl. I just have a terrible feeling this is not going to be worth it. It's fine because we're learning new stuff, and oh my God, all the dough like stuck on the surface, Jesus Christ. It's going to be worth it. We're learning new things today. I've taken the cookies out and they're cooling and they look amazing. The dough is proving. I've got to prove it for an hour in a warm place until it doubles in size, and I'm hoping that's warm enough. I've been watching a little bit of Mad Men while I do my baking. Much better. Nice and clean. Last batch of cookies coming out now. They're mini egg cookies, and the recipe said for 100 grams of mini eggs and like other chocolate. And I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't seem like a lot. They're really hard to crush down as well. So I think if you're gonna try this, increase your ratio of mini eggs. Oh God, that's too hot. It basically said as well to like top each cookie with some of the more bigger pieces of crushed mini eggs, and I really think that it wasn't enough because I wasn't even able to really top them in a gorgeous way. They just look like quite bog standard. That hour proving just went beautifully because actually my friend called me, who I hadn't spoken to in ages, and we had a little yap on FaceTime, which was really nice, little catch up. And really it took me to perfect time because look, my dough has risen beautifully, wonderfully springy. Look, it's risen so nicely and it's wonderfully springy. Sorry, I feel like you're never getting face. So we're gonna do 1 teaspoon of mixed spice. That to me smells properly hot cross bun scent. We're gonna do 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, mixed peel, sultanas, orange zest. I'm gonna start kneading and then I'm gonna put the apple in. It says to knead in the bowl. And I'm going to assume that I need to knead this for quite a while to incorporate. It's at times like this I wish I had a KitchenAid. It's very, very springy. Oh my God, this was such hard work. Right, 1 more hour to prove, unfortunately. I just recorded myself eating a cookie with milk for you all, and I don't think it recorded. Yeah, time for a really big kitchen cleanup, I think. It's like 4:30, Doug's gonna be home soon. I just want to be like comfy, and I need to put the living room back after my yoga escapades this morning. Time for a big clean, although it feels like I've been cleaning up after myself all day. Do you know what? I feel like it was such a lucky coincidence. I nipped out earlier to get ingredients like I said I was going to, and I thought I'd just pop into the charity shop really quickly. I wanted to see if they had a specific frame because I've got a really, really tiny thing that I want to hang up. And recently I've been on Pinterest just for like decor ideas around the house, and I knew I wanted to do something with vintage pool balls, and guess what was in the charity shop for £3? I was going to buy some on eBay, and then these ones, I mean, they're like vintage looking, I guess, but like literally beautiful. And I'd been looking on Pinterest for days at like what we could do with them. And then I went over to the glassware section, and there was this also beautiful kind of square glass vase. My preference was a round one, but this will do. So I just washed it up. It's a bit grubby, but to be honest, that's fine. It's grubby on the outside. But I thought it would look cool with all of them stacked up in it. That is noisy. I feel like it's not going to be to everyone's taste, but Doug is like a really big pool and snooker fanatic, and we really like this incorporated somewhere, and they fit perfectly. They make a horrible noise, don't they? Which side do I do? I'm gonna do this side. I just thought it's like a nice ornament. I know that that looks a bit rogue, but I've always seen them in like people's fruit bowls and stuff and thought it just looks really cool. So I'm gonna put it on top of my bookshelf for now, just because I have nowhere else to put it. But it would look cool in the hallway. It looks kind of cool, right? Tell me you see the vision. I've separated my hot cross buns into like the actual bun shape. I did it off camera because my hands are messy. And guess what? I've got to tidy the counters again. Here they are pre-rising, and then I've got another tray rising in the oven. The oven's like somewhat warm, and there's 8 on there and 6 on here. So it made 15 as the recipe suggested. I'm just gonna whack the other one in. Guess what? They've got approved for another hour. I probably should have read the whole recipe through, but we live and we learn. And also I've got 15 hot cross buns. Sorry, the washing machine is going, so it's like really, really loud. They've definitely risen, that's for sure. They're like quite unsightly in shape. They're not very uniform. I'm just gonna make the white cross, 75 grams plain flour with 5 tablespoons of water to make a paste. We're aiming for a paste that we can pipe. And this is much too thick. And that's probably too thick, but I want it to hold its shape. So I'm gonna do that instead, and I'm gonna put it into a food bag because I don't have a piping bag. I think I made the cross too big. I think it's too thick. I shouldn't have cut that much of a hole in it. That's disgusting looking. Right, I'm hoping you can hear me over the washing machine, but I'm making a second batch of this flour goop for the crosses because I cut the hole too big, so the crosses were really big and obviously the mixture just got used up really fast. Do I think this endeavour has been worth it? I'll know for sure when I try a hot cross bun, but that being said, it's been really nice to learn something new. It's really nice to know what my limits are. Let's try to cut this a teeny bit smaller. That's still huge. I'm wondering if you can see. See, it's still really thick just because it's all being forced out, but I do have somewhat more control. Right, here they are in all their glory. Let me take a photo of them and let's put them in. Bottom tray, and then I'm gonna set a timer for 20 minutes. Sorry, the washing machine is so loud, isn't it?